old battery gauge on the left-hand side tells you how much battery life you have left.
Oh! This is amazing!
I wish I could keep this feeling. I wish I could keep this feeling.
Hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650 Eve here. I'm on the Ninja H2 and it's a beautiful, warm, sunny day early in the morning here, and it's already in the 80s. The weather has finally improved here in the filthy Cleveland area. Today, I'm going to try out one of these Zero motorcycles here from Cleveland Moto. I've read a lot about these motorcycles and just want to see what they're all about. I'm going to try to get my hands on the SR model, which has about 115 pound-feet of torque, which, believe it or not, is more torque than the Ninja H2. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to see what that's all about. So here we are at Cleveland Moto with my good buddy Phil, the owner. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing, man? What's up?
All right, he's going to tell us a little bit about this beautiful Zero motorcycle. This is the SR edition?
This is the SR. Behind it we have the S. We have the FXS, which is a super motard. Okay. Then we have the FX at the end of the row. That's the civilian dirt bike. Nice. You can convert the FX over to a full knobbies chain drive system and basically build the civilian version of what they call their MMX, which is their military motorcycle. Their military motorcycle is being used by a lot of militaries. Our Navy SEALs use it, our Special Forces use it, and it's a chain drive motorcycle that has some modifications, making the bike slightly different than the civilian model. The ability to switch off all the lighting, and an ability to turn a safety switch so that you can literally take that battery to the very end of the battery so you can get home, get back to the platoon, or when you can get out of an area when people are shooting at you, you don't care about battery health when somebody's shooting at you. You want to get out of the area. I'm a 6'1" person.
Yeah.
You got me by 3 inches.
Yeah.
And when you get on a big bike, it's going to really curl you up.
Yeah.
And here we are, and this is that same sort of riding stance or the same ergonomics you're going to find with like a Yamaha YZF6.
Oh, nice.
So very common ergonomics. You're going to feel pretty at home on it if you're used to that kind of a motorcycle. Right off the bat, you're going to notice on the dashboard there's a big old battery gauge on the left-hand side. Tells you how much battery life you have left. This gauge is incredibly changeable. You can alter this gauge for, you want to set it for range, you want to set it for how much heat you're operating out of your motor, you want to set it for what your kilowatt hours average usage to see how efficient you are. And then above and below the line there's your output and your regeneration. So output is literally what the motor's giving you. Regeneration is what you're giving the motor. Oh, nice. So when you come off the gas, it's regenerating. In fact, you're going to feel braking, like you're going to feel engine braking, like you would on a V-twin. Yeah. And you're going to feel that engine braking, but it's not actually engine braking, it's actually regeneration and putting electricity back into the battery. Gotcha. That's cool. And in eco mode, they're only going to give you access to about 70% of the power. Okay. It's going to limit your top speed to 80 miles an hour. Okay. It still is rather surprising how good this bike moves out in eco mode. Okay. You're going to think you're on a 400cc, you know, or a DRZ or something like that when you're running in eco mode. When you switch it over, and all you have to do to switch it over is this gray button right here. It says mode. Go ahead and kick that once. You're going to go to custom mode. Custom is a mode that you set up on your iPhone. Your iPhone hooks up Bluetooth to this motorcycle and they talk to each other. Does it also work with Android? It does. Okay. I like to say iPhone, that's because it's just what's in my pocket, but there's Android and iOS operating systems. Gotcha. And with that interface, with that app, you can control your custom settings. How much torque do you really want? What's your top speed? Well, you know me, I want the maximum. You're going to take maximum torque, right? And 115 pound-feet, right? Right, that's exactly it. And in my custom mode on my bike, I have my custom mode set for the maximum torque and, oddly enough, like 80% of the regeneration. Okay. When I get off the throttle, I like it to give me that dah. I do too. Right, and so at 100% regeneration, when I get off the throttle, it's like somebody dropped an anchor behind the bike. Okay. The good news is we're putting tons of juice back into the battery, but I don't want to coast that hard. I don't want to decelerate that hard. So about 100% on the output for my custom setting and about 80% on the regen for my personal custom setting. You can also set up maximum custom top speed. So if your friend has a Zero too, and you get the last 5 digits of his VIN, and you're walking past his bike and pick him up on your iPhone, and be like, oh yeah, check it out. I just set his top speed at 45 miles an hour. So hey, let's go ride. Yeah, so I'll win the SmackDown finally. That's exactly it. I think I'm going to do that with Steve. Steve, are you watching? That's going to happen if you and I ride this shootout is on. So that's the way this bike operates. It does give you a lot of flexibility with the application. Yeah. Now, when you go into sport mode, now sport mode is literally what we're going to talk about for a track type use. For sport mode, you're getting 100% of the torque. You're getting 100% of the power delivery. You're almost getting no engine braking. Okay. almost none. Because in a sport environment, we don't really care about putting electricity back into the battery.
Okay.
We know that we're only going to be out here for a little while. We're only going to be out here for a moto. We're only going to be out here for a practice.
Yeah.
So we don't really care about the efficiency of putting electricity back into it. So we put it in sport mode when we really do want to have loads of fun and we don't care about what we're putting back in. In mixed riding, and that's the question everybody comes to. In mixed riding, you leave the thing in your custom mode. You don't have to be in eco mode. If you're riding the bike in equal amount of stop and go and equal amount of running down the freeway, you're gonna get about 140 miles on a charge.
Nice.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
Through devices like the quick charger, you can recharge this thing in under 2 hours. Nice. That's amazing. So that's really cool. We've got that thing. I always said with Zero, I was waiting until the price came down, the range went up.
Yep.
And the price came down and the range went up.
Yeah.
And it's only getting better. A lot of companies now are manufacturing chargers that you can plug into your wall or plug into 220 feet, level 2 charging, that you can plug in and get a very fast charge. And with this particular bike and this charging system, with under an hour, you're gonna be at a great charge. So you're gonna be able to put energy back into this bike faster than you would through the traditional wall outlet.
Nice.
And all the bikes have the power cord stored right here.
Wow.
Power cord plugs into your standard household outlet. I've got this one plugged into the wall right now.
Okay.
And then it just plugs into the side of the bike, and on normal home current, when you got your standard 15 amp service for all your house outlets, this bike will charge up overnight in 8 hours.
Gotcha.
So very, very convenient.
Okay.
So let's go take the bike outside.
Okay.
And we'll show you some of the things on the operation of the bike.
Sweet.
I want you to pay attention to the brake rotors. We have J1 brakes, all stainless steel brake lines. Everything here is very high end. We're gonna see Diablo Rosas, okay? So we're not, you gotta give the guys at Zero a lot of credit. They're out there in Scotts Valley, California. There's an American flag on the back of the bike and they mean it.
Yeah.
And they're putting the highest components on these things. Your suspension is front and back, and it's completely adjustable.
Yeah.
If you have never taken a suspension class, you should.
Yeah.
You learn so much and you can make your bike ride so much better with just a little bit of time. You spend 20 minutes on your suspension, you'll think you got a new bike.
Oh, wow.
So you can have a passenger on the back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, standard normal peg configuration. Everything that you'd expect if you're used to riding sport bikes, this bike is going to seem like no big deal to you, except for this. We don't have one of those.
Oh, no clutch.
No clutch, baby.
Okay.
It is direct drive. This bike is a one-geared masterpiece.
Okay.
Because electric motors, they give you 100% of your torque at literally 1 RPM.
Nice.
Okay? So you don't need to use a clutch to keep a bike where the torque is.
Yeah.
We don't need to use 6 different gears to keep our motor where our torque is.
Yes.
Because our torque is spread across the entire range.
Yeah.
And that's what makes electrics so fun. That's why they do so well in competition, because your torque delivery is consistent.
Gotcha.
And you don't have to worry so much about matching the gear to the RPM of the bike. With modern sport bikes, they do achieve amazing horsepower numbers, but you know they do it for a very narrow window of RPM. And these bikes deliver their torque across the entire range. And that's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
It's really neat. So yeah, when we're going to go ahead and ride the bike, you turn the key on. This is one of those things that in the shop drives us crazy because the bike is silent.
Yeah.
If somebody was in there and fired up a 100 horsepower motorcycle, we would know about it.
Yeah.
But somebody's out in the shop and they just twist the key and they have literally just fired up a 100 horsepower motorcycle.
Wow.
Whoa,
Yeah.
okay. So you can imagine bad things can happen in the shop, but they built a couple of safeties in. One is if the side stand is down, the bike will not accelerate.
Gotcha.
Okay. If the kill switch is in the off position, the bike will not accelerate. But as soon as you put the kill switch in the on position, as soon as you put the side stand up, the bike is literally ready to go. Put it up, you'll see a little green light on the dashboard that tells you that you're ready to go, and right now it's running. And that takes some getting used to.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can sneak up on a squirrel. And I often do.
Yeah.
This bike is a lot of fun because of that silence, because of the way that literally gives you effortless, silent, stress-free power. And they say it's like riding a magic carpet. That sounds a little corny to me, but it is really stress relieving. Now, I will admit, you're gonna miss. You're gonna miss that.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be replaced by
Hearing the surroundings, the environments, trees,
Exactly.
animals, twigs.
Traffic.
Yeah, traffic.
that guy.
Yeah.
You can hear him now.
Yeah.
Loud pipes don't necessarily save lives, but they certainly make it hard to hear everything else.
True.
This is silent. So, and there's this sudden feeling that you're gonna get in about 5 minutes when you hit it and it goes, yeah.
Yeah.
And that it makes a noise. There's a very distinctive noise, and that noise sounds like whee, and that's you yelling that inside your helmet. That's the only sound you're ever gonna hear.
Nice.
So, does that sound like a canned line? 'Cause I stole it from somebody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start you out on eco mode, just for the hell of it.
Okay.
Now, all you got to do to change modes is coast. So you coast and then jam the button. You cannot change modes while you're on the power.
Gotcha.
You have to be coasting to change modes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to ride the awesome Zero motorcycle for the first time. Look, I already grabbed. First thing I did was grab for a clutch. Yeah. I'm with my good buddy Phil.
Ready to go? It's
Yep.
gonna be very, very loud.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right. I don't hear anything. Oh, boy. This is something else. Wow. So I'm riding the Zero motorcycle for the first time with my good buddy Phil, the owner of Cleveland Moto. Bless his soul for taking some time out of his busy schedule to do some riding with me. He's on the FX. Man, this is, if you guys have never ridden an electric motorcycle, it's really something, man. Wow. Even though this is an eco mode right now, I still feel a great amount of torque. I'm going to try to stay to Phil's right. Great braking. Oh, yeah.
Set up right.
Yep, let me do that.
Go around the right-hand side, switch that bike over to custom mode.
Gotcha. Custom. It's in custom.
Yeah, we'll do custom for a little while, and then we'll try sport.
Okay. Oh, wow. It takes off. Oh, wow. No way. Woo! The power this thing has. Whoa. Oh, my God. I feel like he could do a wheelie or something. This is so much fun, man. This is amazing. Oh, man, the power difference from eco to custom is ridiculous.
It's night and day. So it's 70% of power in eco mode. When you go to custom mode, we have that one to give you 100% of your available torque.
Wow. Whoa! This is amazing. This is amazing. This Zero bike instantly, oh man, it's more fun to ride than my Ninja H2. Sorry guys, sorry. I'm telling you like it is. Man, if you guys please do yourselves a favor and experience one of these bikes. Let me settle down here.
That classy guy right there throwing the trash out of his dog.
Oh yeah, how nice.
That's how we keep Cleveland looking so pretty.
That's why I call it Filthy Cleveland. Phil, what's the MSRP of this thing?
What's that?
How much does this thing cost?
So it's going to be about 16 grand for that. That's the top of the range. That's
Okay.
the fastest bike, the more powerful bike.
Okay.
And right now they're doing a program, so there's a tax incentive, so you get 10% of your money back come tax time.
Nice.
So you get $1,600.
$1,600.
Actually comes out about $1,500.
Nice.
And if the federal government doesn't keep the program going, Zero said they're going to match it. They're gonna, if the federal program goes away, Zero's going to give you the 10%.
Nice.
That's so cool.
I wonder if my good buddy Throttle Lock has made a video on this bridge or not. I'm at Old Lorraine Road and Valley Parkway. Wow. Handles great. Wow. What a joy it is to be able to appreciate my surroundings by not hearing a loud motor. Wow, I'm at 70 miles an hour. And I would never know it. What an amazing bike. I feel like that guy. I'm on a bicycle with just some extra power. I mean, I don't hear anything. I gave it full throttle and it just shoots like a rocket. Just instant power from not having to downshift or hunt for gears to try to get your maximum power and stay in your power band. You're always in the power band on this Zero motorcycle. Ah, deer. A bunch of deer. Big deer. Bye-bye, deer. Well, you can't blame those deer. They couldn't hear us. So once I got over the initial giggliness of this bike and its instant power and just taking off and not hearing anything when I took off and being amazed by that, it is an outstanding, that person's in the water. It's an outstanding motorcycle. Battery life is at 90%. So I've lost about 6% since I started my ride roughly 15, 20 minutes ago. And I've been, goosing it, maxing it out. So I haven't been riding it very conservative at all. That's for sure. So now I'm going to jump on the Zero FX and give this awesome bike a dance. There we go. I'm ready. Again, I just went for my shifter that doesn't exist. So my left foot, he's a little lonely right now. He's got nothing to do. Hang out there, buddy. It's okay. Same applies to my left hand. But this bike's nice. I actually like the seating position. But it gives me an opportunity to admire the SR from the rear, and the back looks very nice. I love the LED taillight back there. Traveling uphill on the FX, not an issue. Lots of torque, massive torque, readily available. It handles the bumps very nicely, the FX. I don't hardly feel them actually. Oh, okay. There we go. And even the FX has great brakes.
So now you're trying to get the experience of the quietness.
Yes.
The silence of it. And there is days, I drive everybody else's motorcycles all day long because I'm a dealer and I do service. So I drive some jankety-ass motorcycles.
Yeah.
Some stuff I refuse to test drive. And at the end of the day, I love taking the Zero home.
Yep. Alright, so we're going to do a little demonstration here on this closed course of the Zero SR versus the Ninja H2 from a standstill. I already know that the Zero is going to beat this bike, and it's not because I suck as a rider, but it's because that bike has just instant power off the line, and it's the H2 is not going to be able to keep up. 1, 2, go! Well, that's amazing. Okay. How about when you hear my horn, we'll go. Okay. I couldn't catch him. I could not catch him. Not safely, and that's amazing. Oh, as amazing as that Southwest jet coming through. I couldn't catch you. I tried. Not in that short amount of space. Look at that. That's beautiful. I've never seen him quite that low. What the hell? Okay. Awesome, man. Yeah.